G'day and welcome back to the 40 channel. Now we spoke about some time ago, the CV joints were clicking and clunking like crazy, but we kept driving it until this point. We had to get some time and money behind us to be able to buy some new CV joints. So therefore all 4x4, they've helped us out as well. We're going to be replacing the CVs because they're clinky and clunky, making a heck of a noise, as well as that little tiny CV retainer clip that is a real pain to get in. Make sure you get a bucket so you can put everything in that bucket so it all stays together. Look at that one now, that got bent over when we did Jackass Hill, so it got pretty knocked out. It's actually a safety measure to stop that nut ever coming undone. At least the oil is not milky, but it does look pretty thick and dirty, and there is a fair bit of metal on our magnet. Not ideal. Before we do anything, spray it all down with R10. That's going to really get in, penetrate all those nuts, threads, the whole lot, all the bolts. And that means it's going to make it a lot easier to get them all apart. I'm going to pull off all the rubber brake lines, press the calipers, because they're going to get new pads as well. You see that R10 has worked absolutely beautifully. Righto, again, be really careful pulling this off because there's still brake fluid inside the caliper here. So as you move it, you actually see brake fluid want to squirt out. Let's see if we can see that. So just pull it back because that's pushing those calipers open, which is acting like a pump. Make sure you're in the free position. Oh, we've got a bit of an issue here. What's going on here? This should have come out with our locking hub, but it hasn't. Well, that's not supposed to be like that. So there's an issue straight away. We'll address that later. Anyway, it's good that we find these things now. Pretty sloppy, and this is the side that was making quite a lot of noise. They both were making noises, but this side was making a lot more of a noise than the other one. You can see that the grease in here is nearly completely washed out, which tells me that that inner seal has failed. It's washed all the grease out. That's why the axle oil is so dirty, and it's probably hasn't had the right lubrication in this CV. Get those flat spots top and bottom. Oh, that is sloppy stuff. Look at that, that's not grease anymore, that's just really sloppy, gunky stuff. Righto, so inside here, that seal, that lip seal has been chewed out. I can see it's damaged, and that would be the whole reason why the axle oil has got past that seal, mixed in with all our grease as we're driving, taken away most of that good lubrication or mixed it all up. So that's why our CV is probably so clunky and making a really bad noise. It's got the CV just sitting here nice and loosely in the vise. And we're just going to give it a few big giant whacks. And hopefully that CV pops straight off. There's our little tiny clip that was holding it on, doing a miraculous job. There's no damage to this machined area here where the seal sits, which is very good. Right, a new CV, you need this clip. Now, this is the inner clip, the one that you just saw we broke. This CV and the clip is from R4x4. The cool thing about these CVs over some of the cheaper ones is they come with their own grease ready to go in this cool little packet. All packaged up really nicely. Right, I've got soft aluminium jaws in the vise. Just going to wrap a bit of a rag around that machined area because we don't want any of that to get damaged. We're not clamping it in the vise, just sitting it there so that we can fill it full of grease and put our shaft back in. Righto, so I've just taken one of my little snap rings and I've put it on the end of the shaft there. Now you can see it actually protrudes a little bit, so it's going to be quite difficult to put into our CV, but we have a bit of a trick with that. Righto, we've just cut the top off that end there. I'm going to jam it into here and start squeezing all that grease into the bottom of this new CV. So it's starting to come out there, beautiful. Now I'm just going to put a bit around, squeeze a bit into these bearing areas here. Now I've tried a couple different ways of getting these clips to stay in place while you're putting it in. Cable ties, I can't get the cable ties to work. I've tried pushing it into a screwdriver. Yes, that's worked, but the hose clamp actually works the best, but you have to get the right type of hose clamp. Some of the hose clamps, the little groove here is too big and it won't fit over it. So this hose clamp I found here works perfectly, absolutely like a treat. Alright, so you can see I've got the hose clamp just around the end of that that's compressed that spring in, that lock clip. Line it up in here with a copper or a dead blow hammer. I'm just going to tap the end of the shaft. Get to about that point there. Now we can undo that hose clamp all the way. Take it off. And tap that in all the way now. Look at all that grease coming up. Righto, that's it. It's home, locked in. That grease has come through beautifully. I can't have asked for that to work better. Then we go put it back in the car. Put grease on the inside of that lip seal there. Be quite generous with it. We're also going to put a bit of grease on that machined surface where that sits onto the lip seal. Slide it in. These ones are always harder to get in because they're long and you're trying to pivot that other end. Oh. Well, I haven't had them going that easy before. So righto, now you probably remember this had come off when we pulled it out. Now I don't know if we can see any, hopefully we can show this. We've got a spring, like a retainer spring just in here. And we've got like a groove inside our spline. You need to get that spring clipped inside that groove to retain the outside support. It's also clipped on the back just there too. So that's all done. Gasket on. Just line this up. Slide on. Righto, exactly the same way as we came off. 80-90 dip oil. Righto, that is it. So that's how you pull your CVs out, get your CVs apart, put your new CVs in, grease them all up and install them back in to your vehicle. So pretty straightforward, just a bit of work to get to it. So hopefully that was pretty helpful. So CVs and clips all from all 4x4, so check them out. And hopefully this has been pretty helpful to you. So until next time, take care of yourselves.